Oh, oh, oh.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Don't forget that you are loved, you are beautiful, and you are perfect. Today, we're going to be reading confessions from Reddit, my favorite reading app. If you want to submit your confessions for me to read, there will be a link in my description. However, I am not able to get verified with this YouTube channel for about 2 to 3 months, so the link might not work, and for that, I apologize. I will now begin with our first confession. Here we go. People at work think I work really hard, and I don't, and it weighs on me. I feel somewhat ashamed of this. I take pride in my job and want to do well. Dare I say I do, but everyone thinks I am working myself to the bone, and it has clearly been perpetrated through my organization when people speak of me. I think the misconception stems from a couple of factors. I am one of the few that work most of my time in office. I have no option one way or the other in general. It just suits me well. I often come in early. Again, not a strategic thing. It just suits me. And due to me leaving things until my last day, I leave about the same time as others, but they work at home. I look haggard, tired, and stressed most of the time. Some issues I am working on for sure, but not due to the objective workload. I do moderately well at my job, again, more due to me liking it rather than me working hard, I think. In fact, I track my hours and I generally work a far bit less than my contract says. I realize I have no obligation nor pragmatic reason to fix the misconception of me working really hard. But it kind of weighs on me. It feels like I'm misrepresenting the truth when I don't correct the misconception. Then again, I don't think it bothers me enough for me to come clean, weighing the pros and cons of setting things straight. So here I am, venting a bit. Thanks for listening. Who cares? You're still getting paid. People don't know. I wouldn't worry about it. Unless people are looking at you funny. Then it shouldn't matter. You're getting your work done. Get that paycheck. Actually, you should quit and send me the position link so I can take your job. Our substitute teacher had an allergic reaction because of me. Back in high school, we had a substitute teacher that worked at our school regularly, so we all knew her. At the beginning of whatever class she was subbing for that day, she would announce that we could not use perfume/colognes because she was allergic. I did not spray perfume, but I did put on a scented hand lotion because in my mind I thought she always specifies perfume or sprays. So I figured I was in the clear. I was wrong. I would say maybe 5 minutes goes by and she starts saying, "Did someone spray something? I told you guys you can't spray anything because I'm allergic." And she starts having a coughing fit and I had to leave the classroom. I never said it was me because I felt awful and genuinely didn't think it would affect her the way that it did. Somebody said that you're fine because she didn't die. And yeah, I can agree. Okay, let's go. I swapped my blueberries with the guest blueberries. We had visitors, a couple that visit and stay a few times a year. They're very healthy eaters and always have fruit on the side for their breakfast. So this time they had a punnet of blueberries, and they were rather tasty blueberries, so I ordered a punnet of my own. But when they got here, they were nowhere near as good. So when no one was looking, I poured theirs into a bowl and I poured mine into their punnet, and then poured the bowl's contents into my punnet to make sure that they didn't think something was fishy. I added a few extra to what they now had, just so they didn't look at the numbers and get to questioning. Hard to judge the exact amount with blueberries. Then I devoured all of my plunoided blueberries. What ring of hell is keeping for a sinner such as I? You piece of shit. Get it together, man. Since then, put the do not the get it together one right here, so it looks like I'm reacting to that instead of talking to myself. I can confess something super intimate that has been happening to me for a long time, and I don't dare talk about it with anyone. For a long time, I carry a secret that I never wanted to have. It didn't start as something conscious, much less intentional. At first, it was just admiration, those little things that I note without realizing it. His way of speaking, the calmness with which he listens, the respect he shows in every gesture, nothing else. It was repeating to me. But in the days that grew in silence, each family meeting became an exercise in self-control. Family meeting. Looks I avoided and thoughts I didn't ask for. I felt guilty even for feeling because I knew I shouldn't. He's my aunt's husband, someone who belongs in a world where I shouldn't exist that way. Your aunt's husband? Nothing ever happened, he'll never know, and maybe that's my way of protecting everyone, including myself. This confession does not seek to justify me, only to release a burden to accept that sometimes the heart is wrong. Her uncle by marriage? I'm confused. I'm hella confused. Like, what happened? You said nothing happened. I'm confused. I'm just gonna move on because I don't know what I just read. I'm scared. I chugged 2 beers on lunch break in the car while being stared at. I was so fucking tired and going through a lot, and I was also PMSing. I still had beer in my car from New Year's Eve. I was in my car and threw one back and looked over to see my coworker staring at me. I asked if he wanted a beer and he said no while judging me, so I threw his back while staring at him, LOL. Work was surprisingly tolerable going back. Aww. And that's okay. I feel like it should be allowed sometimes if you're having a bad day to just drink in your car on your lunch break. You know? I'm not mad. I'm not judging you. I agree. I agree. My sister was visiting for the weekend actually happened. We spent the day without worries or care of what's going on outside this weekend or these walls. Spent the day relaxing in her PJs, well, me in a towel because I sleep naked. And her in one of my hoodies she stole from me and she won't give back. It's been a day of cooking, catching up, innocent cuddling, tickling, laughing, but most of all, it's been a day of peace, and it's nice to be around someone who can put up with my ADHD and BS. Tonight, gonna order some pizza, movie, more cuddles, and just got out of the shower. I could hear her calling for me, like she needed my immediate attention. So I quickly wrapped the closet towel around my waist and raced out of the bathroom. Water still pouring off my body, she stood in front of me, still wearing my hoodie, I assumed some tiny shorts under, which I couldn't see because of how it dwarfed her small figure. She looked up at me like she was in trouble, that lunged at me and kissed me on my cheek. I missed you, big brother. She can be quite a pain in the ass sometimes. Pizza and movie now? She asked, still holding on to me. This can't be real like the way that he's writing it, right? Like the way that he's writing it's like a book. Her feet on her toes, barely touching the ground. I replied, absolutely, sis. I'm looking forward to just relaxing for the rest of the night with you. Or at least that's what I thought, till there was keys in the door, the knob turning, and walking in to find me standing in a towel with my hard dick almost turning it into a towel rack, and my sister with her arms around my neck, standing on the tips of her toes, and her ass bare. In walks my usual weekend fuck buddy Julia. This isn't real. Well, hello. Julia broke the silence, and almost on cue the towel slips and my hard turns into a towel holder. My sister's feet reconnect with the floor as she falls back, and we all look down at the gravity-defying towel. I thought, hesitation, Julia is already inside, grabs the towel and yanks it off me, and my giving this new predicament bounces up like a springboard. My sister lets out a cute giggle followed by a gasp, and it only takes Julia seconds to be on her knee, devouring my heart cock. Julia equally eager to get going. While stimulously removing her coat to reveal that she was My cute innocent little sister still being high from gummies. We just consumed gives and lusts and kneels from behind her and cups Julia's just bringing my cartridge to crawl pleasantly over Julia, taking my black the back hood off my sister that she stole from me, leaving her fully naked in the last piece of clothing for the rest of the night. That was not a real story. There's no way that actually happened. Like, it says in the title, actually happened, but I think he was lying. And I'm going to have to edit all of that out. If I end up reading more confessions tonight, I'm going to probably vomit everywhere. So that is the last one I'm going to read. So now I'm going to end the video. Please submit your confessions link in the description. And I have to leave.